Good evening, everyone. Hope you're doing well. So, David Moyes, he's proving me wrong, isn't he? Well, that's what this video is all about. I'm going to give a little bit of context because there's some people new to the channel. They require a bit of context. I'll try and rattle through that as quick as I can, but not miss any bits out. Then I'll give you a little bit of a feeling of where I am today and sort of why it's taken me a while to... I'm aware I'm late to the party, alright? It's taken me a while to sort of allow myself to be proven wrong by David Moyes, but I'll get into that. And I know you're thinking, crikey, you're stubborn, aren't you? I am aware I am stubborn, but I'll explain as I go, shall I? Now, there's a few opinions in this I know people are going to completely disagree with, and I appreciate that, but nothing is factual in this video. This video is about my opinion, and this is also about take 3, because I keep making errors, and I can't edit videos, so if I make an error from now on, I'm just going to go with it, and you're just going to have to deal with it, alright? But anyway, context for the new subscribers. Speaking of new subscribers, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. We've had about 1,000 subscribers in the last 4 weeks, which is mental for the channel, so thank you very much. Massively appreciate it. Shut up, Geo. Get on with the David Moyes bit. Right, so he came in after Slaven Bilic got sacked, and I don't know, I can't remember how I felt. I think it was about 50-50 with him coming in. I wasn't that bothered when David Moyes come in. It was like, man, just get someone in that'll hopefully keep us up. And I thought he'd done a good job. He'd done good to keep us in the Premier League. And he deserved to stay on. But did I want him to stay on? No. I wasn't entertained. This is the season after Bilic, before Pellegrini. When I went to the games to watch David Moyes football the first time round, I wasn't that entertained. It was alright. It wasn't bad. It was alright. But I didn't want to see him remain at West Ham United. Like I said, he deserved to. Everyone's different. Every football fan's different. They all want different things from what they get out of football and what they get out of their football club. And for me, entertainment's sort of the number one thing. It's never been about glory. I've never hoped we'd win the title or anything like that. The cup, yes. The cup's about glory. I don't care about performances in the cup. It's all about results. But when it comes to the league, 38 games a season, Premier League, I want a bit of entertainment. I want to see good football, attacking football. Does that mean the results will follow? No. But I'm okay with finishing 14th in the Premier League with good football. I'm okay with that. So I was pleased to see him leave the first time round. So Pellegrini come in, didn't work out. He got sacked. David Moyes come back the second time. And I wasn't very happy with it. Now, it wasn't necessarily David Moyes, the manager, that I was unhappy with. It was more the situation we found ourselves in. That fact that we were hiring a manager just 18 months previous. We just said to him, you're not good enough. You're not what we want at West Ham. Away you go. The fact that we had to go get him back, and the fact that he took the job after being kicked to the curb, and he hadn't had a job since until we went and got him back. I just felt it was desperate from both parties, and I just think it was bad for the club. I thought it was bad for the board. I thought it was bad for David Moyes having to come back to West Ham, actually. But I thought I was 50-50 with it. I could see why we were going for him. He'd done it before. Could he keep us up? But this is where this opinion is going to annoy a few people. I'm aware of that. I thought he'd done well to keep us up, and that was it. The second time round after Pellegrini, I don't think it was an amazing job. I remember reading an article which was titled something like David Moyes and the Great Escape, and I just about fell off my chair personally. I thought, the Great Escape, he took over. We weren't even in the bottom 3 when he took over. Now I'm aware that doesn't tell the full story, because we were on the slide, we were heading towards the bottom 3. I get that, but I suppose this is part of the context. Pre-lockdown, that Brighton game when we were 3-1 up and Moyes did subs and changed formation, and then it was 3-3. I remember leaving that game and I was angry. I genuinely thought we were going to get relegated, and I was pinning the blame at David Moyes' door at that point, and I wanted to see him gone. I know you're thinking, whoa, you can't sack a manager that quick, but honestly, I wanted to see David Moyes sacked, and just being honest, that's what I wanted. I feared we were going to get relegated after that game in particular. Anyway, post-lockdown, I thought we'd done well. Played good football in some games, scored plenty of goals, ended up staying up comfortably, didn't have to take it to the last game, and it was a relief. It was a relief to see us stay up, and I thought David Moyes done well. No great escape, nothing amazing. He done well. I thought he had a good team. It was a bit disjointed when you come in, morale was low, and then he got them organised, got them playing some good football and kept us up. But I was a bit sceptical because I felt that post-lockdown, it was like a tournament almost. It was not the Premier League as we know it. We were sort of playing with no fans. We were playing at weekend, midweek, at weekend. It was all a bit different. Some clubs were affected by COVID more than others, and I just thought it was a completely unique situation we're in. And while West Ham done well and David Moyes done well, I thought, can you use that form? Can that be something to go into this season with? And I was a bit sceptical about it because I didn't think it could be. So in the summer, I was happy for him to continue, obviously, and also it was more down to the fact that who would we go get? We'd still be in the same situation as we were 6 months prior. We wouldn't go get anyone better than David Moyes, so it's almost like, for me personally, it was like, well, might as well just continue with him. And again, he deserved it, and I thought that this is the second time he's deserved it, so for the sake of almost integrity of the football club, that he had to continue. So the season started badly against Newcastle, but it got better. It got better pretty quickly as well. The results have always been good, and up until about a month ago, I remember saying, while I thought David Moyes was doing a good job, there's still some things that frustrated me with him, but they've ironed out. Previously, one thing that used to frustrate me a lot was his substitutions, his in-game management. I thought was poor. That's not a concern anymore. He's been doing substitutions better and earlier. Now he's got to know the players and trust them a little bit more, and so on and so forth. That's gone. The other thing I thought was, I always felt he was sort of like, this is my plan, and I'm sticking to it kind of thing. In some games he is a little bit stubborn, but we just saw against Aston Villa, he just whipped out a unique blueprint for dealing with Aston Villa, and that surprised me, and I think it surprised Aston Villa. It's ticking all the boxes here, and like I said, I know you're thinking that's irrelevant, but this is my personal opinion. That's all it is. I just want to keep reiterating that because I know there's going to be people disagreeing. But until come about Christmas time, at the start of the year maybe, the games I could enjoy watching as if I was there, I could have counted on one hand this season. Wolves, Leicester, I thought they were fantastic, really good games. One game I actually really enjoyed watching was our defeat to Man United at the London Stadium. I thought we played fantastic football in the first half. I thought we played really, really good football. But there was other games we won. Sheffield United, Fulham, Aston Villa at the London Stadium, where I thought we got off with it a little bit. And then when we played Burnley and West Brom back-to-back at home at the London Stadium just before Christmas, or it might have been after Christmas, I can't remember, don't quote me when it was. But I remember those two games, we were winning, and for large parts of the game, 10-15 minute periods, we were sort of in our own box, just kicking the ball away. And I just thought, if the fans are there, it's going to be completely different. And I've mentioned this before, and I know people completely disagree and think that the fans make no difference whatsoever. I respect that, but my opinion is that they would make a massive difference, that after 5-10 minutes of hoofing the ball away, instead of only hearing encouragement from the dugout of West Ham, they'd hear the fans getting a bit restless, a bit, because you're there to be entertained a little bit. So that's why I've been a bit slow to it. But saying that, in the last 3 games, 2 of them, Crystal Palace and Villa, the entertainment factor's been through the roof. I thought it would have been absolutely thrilling to watch in those 2 games. Absolutely fantastic stuff. We scored 6 goals, but we could have scored about 10 across those 2 games. I'm discarding the Liverpool one. I don't care about that one. But the other 2, the entertainment factor was notched right up. And I appreciate you can't entertain every single game. And that's why I'm coming round to Moyes more and more. Because if I went to the London Stadium 3 times and we won 1 game, but we didn't play very good football. We lost another game, played rubbish, but another game we won or drew, but played good football, I'd accept that. I'd be happy with that as sort of like a rule of thumb, if you like. And we're starting to now see better football, I think. It's gone from being sort of organised and about fitness and about grinding results out to actually winning with a little bit of swagger recently. We've been playing a little bit of the champagne football, maybe not champagne football, Prosecco football. We're getting there kind of thing. I've been really happy with it. We're now seeing flair players playing for West Ham and being allowed to entertain. That's something I felt we were lacking a little bit under Moyes. Perhaps because he hadn't got his own players in, or they were just not there, whatever. But recently, I've been feeling good about it. I have been feeling good about it. This month it's to start February. I think if you're watching this later on, he's just been nominated for manager of the month in January, and I think he deserves it. But I can't believe I'm going to say this, but if the season finished now, I think he'd have to be Ham of the Year. I think he'd have to be Manager of the Year, actually. I do. You look at the table, and he's the one manager that's massively overachieving in comparison to the others. Like I said, the football at times has been a bit... you're at home on your couch, it's acceptable for that. But if I was at the ground, would I find it entertaining? No, but we're winning, so what's the most important thing? But like I said at the start of the video, for me, if you're winning, it's okay. But if you were to draw 1-1 and play like we did earlier in the season when we won games, it would be a bit, I want a bit more from it. But the entertainment factor's been there for me recently. And like I said, Manager of the Year, I think so, because he's overachieving with us. And like I said, I've not once disputed that we've had a wonderful start, because we have always had that start. There's just one or two things I've been a bit sceptical about, and I still am. There still is a little bit of me, a little bit wondering how it's going to change with the fans going back. But what this does do is, if the fans went back tomorrow, we are going back to a side currently on merit sitting 5th in the league table. The happiness factor among the fan base, if you like, is higher than it has been in a long time, long time, since 2015-16 at Upton Park. This season the fans are happier with the results, with the football, with the players we've got, the squad we've got and stuff. So I think that you'd almost put up with those 10-15 minute periods against West Brom and Burnley, where it might not be enjoyable, might be a tough watch, but you'd put up with it with the belief that it's going to lead to a win eventually. And I think, I do think we've benefited from not having fans there. I think Moyes, for me, has benefited from fans not being there. But that doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. That could be a good thing. That just shows that we've adapted to the current environment and climate, whereas other clubs haven't. They've struggled. They keep saying, well, the fans were there. Sheffield United, for example. I do think Sheffield United are missing the fans at Bramall Lane. I 100% believe that. I was watching them the other week against West Brom. They won the game. However, it was a bit iffy at times. Last season, that place would have been rocking. It would have been absolutely bouncing. And I just think some clubs have benefited more, and I do think we are one of the ones that's benefited. And like I said, I know not everyone's going to disagree, but it's my opinion. So to summarise, like I said, I know it's a lengthy video, and I would have done this better if I could edit, but I can't bloody edit, so it's just a one-off thing. Everything's coming out and it's probably not making any sense, so I apologise. But I think Moyes, he's done a much better job than I ever expected. He really has. The football is getting more and more enjoyable every game that passes almost. I actually look forward to football more now than ever since the 2015-16 season. That season, I couldn't wait to get to Upton Park to watch Slaven Bilic's West Ham play. Couldn't wait to see what Dimitri Payet was going to do. This season, now, today, we play Fulham tomorrow. I can't wait to see us play Fulham tomorrow. I can't wait to see Saïd Benrahma and Jesse Lingard linking up again. I can't wait to see the 100% fit Mikel Antonio turns up. I can't wait to see Rice and Souček play the centre midfield. He's brought the feel-good factor back. He's also bringing the fun factor back. But what he's brought back for me, because at the start of the video I said the number one thing for me is entertainment. The number two thing for me is the ability, almost like permission, to dream, to have a little bit of hope. And it's usually the cup competitions, when that comes round. And I think that's what Slaven gave us. I know when we beat Doncaster in that, people say, oh, it's a type of game we'd lose under Bilic and Pellet. Well, Slaven Bilic never lost to a lower league side. He only lost to Premier League clubs in the cups. And I could be wrong, but it was only the Manchester ones and Leicester City, and that Leicester City went on to win the title. I felt good under the cups with Slav because I felt like he wanted to win them. I'm starting to get that feeling under David Moyes, actually. David Moyes has almost given me a bit of permission to believe and hope that we can win the FA Cup this season. So when we play Man United on Tuesday, I think we'll take it serious. I think we'll field our strongest 11. I think we'll go for it. And so the entertainment factor is getting there. Sometimes it's not always been there, okay? It's not. For some people it has been. For me, West Brom, Burnley in particular, those two home games, because they were recent, I think at times it was a tough watch. But the hope, I've got the hope for the Cup. I've also got the hope for the Europa League as well now. I believe, looking at the league table, looking at the clubs, and I believe that with a bit of luck, injury-wise, other teams form-wise, COVID, that come May, we could be in with a chance of finishing 6th. We could be in with a chance of finishing in the Europa League spaces. And I'm going to cling on to that because that belief is emotional. And when you put time and money and emotions and stuff into football, what do you want back out of it? Well, you want stuff that money can't buy. And that hope, that dream, is something. And this season I've got it. It's down to the manager. So for that, Mr. David Moyes, I was wrong. Turns out you're not a bad manager after all. A hell of a lot better than I expected anyway. Right, anyway, probably made a mess of that. I'm going to disappear now. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like on it. If you're new around here, subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow with Gonzo ahead of the Fulham game, which I'm really looking forward to. Catch you in a bit.